Welcome to the Foundation Semester 2 lesson block demonstration video using the starter pack. In the teaching sequence manual, PLD outlines a literacy block overview. It is broken down over Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday and Friday, starting with a whole class data review each day before moving into teacher-directed or adult-assisted facilitated group tasks. All sessions commence with a daily review, which is a review of the previous 3 weeks' worth of content. The Group 1 daily review outline follows a Term 3 teaching sequence. The Group 2 daily review outlines a Term 2 teaching sequence. Now, these are for students who are slightly delayed. The Education Assistant's role is to work with the Tier 3 students. So there is the option to modify the whole class data review in which one staff member, a support staff or a teaching assistant, can work with those students who are not keeping up to pace with the rest of the class. Now, this approach facilitates smaller groups. You can narrow in on the focus concepts for those students. It's also typically a higher engagement and learning for students who may have been identified with learning needs. All daily reviews begin with a high-frequency words. High-frequency words are taught by speech-sound mapping. Group 1. Over the last 3 weeks, we have been learning that the letter O, we know it says O, but it also can say oo. Let's do some reading practice. We have learnt into, to, who. Well, guess what? Today, we're going to learn the word do. Do you like chocolate? Do. What are my sounds in do? I have d, oo, d, as in d, dig. Well, let's map the regular parts first. What's my initial sound? D, d. What's this sound? Ooh. This is the one you have to learn off by heart. It doesn't normally say ooh, it does sound like ooh of moon. I'm going to love-hearted, so you have to learn off by heart. It sounds like ooh, d-oo, and it's represented by the letter O. D-oo, do. Let's practice with our words from the last 3 weeks. We have is, his, as. But guess what? This week we're learning has. My friend has a puppy. What are my sounds in has? I have z, has. Let's map the regular parts first. What's my initial sound? It is good. What's my medial sound? As, good. Now my final sound, it sounds like z of zip, as, but it's represented by the letter S. Now, it doesn't normally say z, we know what it's saying s. So if I was to use my spelling voice, I would say as, has. Using my reading voice, I would say as, has. Option 2 is to use the PLD's high frequency word program. It is a scripted, day-by-day process of teaching students high-frequency words, the speech-to-map process of high-frequency words. It follows a day 2 and a day 3 reading and spelling with reduced scaffolding. Next, we move into a revision of the previous 3 weeks' worth of phonic concepts. Option 1 is the presentation of the flip book, just the recently covered sections. Group 1, over the last 3 weeks we have been learning digraph sounds. What's a digraph sound? It is 2 letters working together to make the one sound. So we have learnt when T and H go together, they can say as in thumb, and they can also say as in feather. We've also been learning when 2 O's go together, the letter O, they can say oo of moon, and they can say oo of look, ooh, oh. We've also been learning that when 2 E's go together, they make one sound E of bee. Group 2, over the last 3 weeks, you have been revising your Group 3 alphabet sounds. We have learnt that the letter F says the sound F, as in 5. Five. We've also been learning that the letter L makes the sound L of lip. Good. We've also been learning the letter G can make the sound G, as in goggles. G, goggles. We've also been learning that the letter O can make the O sound, as in octopus. O. We've also been learning the letter U can make the sound, as in up. And finally, we've been revising the letter B can make the sound B, as in book. Great. Option 2 is to use the really handy flashcards that you can find in your Time Savers books. Over the last 3 weeks, we have been learning Group 1 digraph sounds. What's a digraph sound? It is 2 letters working together to make one sound. We have learnt the 2 letters T and H. When they go together, they make the sound of thumb and th of feather. On your whiteboard, I'm going to see if you can practice. Can you write for me the sound th on your whiteboard? Go. Check. We've also been learning the digraph oo, o. 2 O's go together. They can say oo of moon and o of look. Can you sound and write oo, o on your whiteboards? Go. Check. We've also been learning 2 letters, 2 E's can go together to make the sound E. Let's check. On your whiteboard, can you write for me the sound E of B? Check. Group 2, you have been revising your alphabet sounds. You have been looking at the letter F can make the sound F, as in 5. I'm going to check to see if you know how to sound and write this one. Can you, on your whiteboard, sound and write F? Go. Check. We've also been revising the letter L, makes the L sound, as in lips. And your sounds, can you sound and write L for me on your whiteboards? Go. Check. We've also been revising the letter G, can say G, as in goggles. I'm going to check your G. Sound and write G on your whiteboards. Go. Option 3 is to refer to the sound wall charts, which should reflect the current learning occurring in your classroom. Now we're moving to teaching this week's phonic concepts. Group 1. This week you're learning a new digraph sound. You are learning when 2 letters go together to make the digraph sound K. So when C and K go together, they say the sound K. Okay, yesterday we applied that to our first 3 words. Now let's apply it to our next 3 words. We have sick, 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 sick. Ick, ick. Do it again. Not, 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 not. Lot, 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 lot. Okay, group 2. What is something that I might get a lot of at Christmas time? Presents, yes. I get a lot of them, which means I have many, okay? They come in a big lot of things. Fantastic. So group 2, we are revising our alphabet sounds G, O, A, L, F and B. We now move into the teacher-directed group task. Group 1, when you go back to your seats, this is what I'd like you to do. You're going to read the word. We'll practice with our next word on our list. Sick. What are my sounds in sick? I have s, I, k, s, I, k. Okay, let's map it. What's my first sound? I have s, sound and right, s, I, k. Beautiful. Remember, they go in one box because they're two letters making one sound. Group 2. When you go back to your seats, this is what I'd like you to do. Let's practice with our next word on our list for today. We are going to start with got. What are my sounds in got? I have g, o, t. Show me. G, o, t. What's my initial sound? G, g, o. And my final sound is t. Let's practice again. My next word is not. N-ot. N-ot. I have to see you sounding it out. I can't see inside your head. What's my initial sound? N. O. T. Remember, we must ask the students to speak the sound and map it. It is not just a copying or a handwriting task. Monday and Tuesday is completed with teacher direction. Wednesday and Thursday is for independent application as groups are cycling through the phonic dictation groups. We now move into the Wednesday, Thursday and Friday teacher-directed group task. It is for repeated reading and phonic dictation. On each of the days, Wednesday, Thursday and Friday, we read the passage twice, once to decode. Finally, we're going to do whole word reading and we can try and put some fluency and expression in there. Group 1, we're looking at the digraph sound k, two letters making one sound k. Here we go. A, d, ark. Dark has 3 chicks. Chicks. The d-ark, dark, and the chicks sat on a rock. Next, the chicks went for a dip. Okay, here we go. A duck has 3 chicks. The duck and the chicks sat on a rock. Next, the chicks went for a dip. We're now going to remove the passage from view and it is now phonic dictation. Pencils down. A duck has. A duck has. A duck has. What are you going to write? A duck has. Go. Now, we could stop there. Now, I know that word has, we learnt that word this week. Remember, if I was going to use my spelling voice, I might say has. Can you check that for me? Has. Great. Okay, here we go. Pencils down. 3 chicks, full stop. 3 chicks, full stop. 3 chicks, full stop. What are you going to write? 3 chicks, full stop. Go. The duck and. The duck and. The duck and. What are you going to write? The duck and. Go. The chicks sat. The chicks sat. The chicks sat. What are you going to write? The chicks sat. Go. On a rock. Full stop. On a rock. Full stop. On a rock. Full stop. What are you going to write? On a rock. Full stop. Go. Group 2 is the same process. You read to decode, read for whole word reading and a bit of fluency and expression before moving into phonic dictation. The assistant-directed group task at this stage is a 15-minute rotation with Monday and Wednesday letter formation, followed by Tuesday or Thursday adult assisted spelling task looking at the digraph group or the CBC group, followed by a Tuesday, Friday reading and spelling task. There is the option for an independent group task. However, this is a semi-independent task, but please remember that this will add 15 minutes to your literacy block time. In conclusion, the teaching sequence manual will outline a lesson block structure from Monday through to Friday for foundation. It starts with a whole class daily review each day before moving into a teacher-directed group task and an adult assistant support teacher-directed group task.
If you found this information useful, don't forget to click the subscribe button and check out our related videos shown here. If you have any questions or feedback, please add them to the comments below and we'll be sure to respond. Otherwise, you can reach us via live chat on our website, pld-literacy.org. Thanks again for viewing.